Yo, live again. I've got Kenshi running in the back. I need to close it. And then we'll continue from yesterday. You know what? Let me do some artifact strong boxing. Wow, electricity. Yeah. Where were we? So yesterday we were talking about white holes and black holes and how we would implement them in the game. And I did say that does not have to be realistic at all. But I just found out that there are theories where a black hole turns into a white hole, or a white hole will then, well, it's very unstable, it seems, according to some theories, not according to some other theories. Some other theories say that they are infinite, never ending for some reason, and others say that they are unstable and they will collapse into a black hole again. So that changes some of our assumptions and plans. So that's one thing I need to look up more. And then is dots. I need to look more into it. So this stream is just gonna be a boring me studying dots, I guess, and the other things. I did find some other articles where other people tried making this space thingies. So that's there. Oh, by Sandeep Bhandari, fellow Indian. That doesn't look so good. So nice. Pretty good. We can't use this though. Wow.
I'm going to talk a bit more about how to do procedural generation for an infinite world. Back in May, I wrote a blog post called Rolling Grids for Infinite Worlds that talked about how you can have an infinite world with procedural generation, where you basically have a 2D array that you can treat as infinite by having a, a scrolling or rolling window into your world that scrolls together with weather characters. And I'm going to go a bit into some of the considerations here that you'll have to consider when doing procedural generation that basically doesn't have any boundaries. So what we're looking at here is some kind of spherical worlds. They're a bit abstract at this stage, but they're meant to represent a kind of worlds that are connected by some pathways that you can use to travel between them. And this world is extends infinitely in all directions. So I can scroll this world here, and it basically goes on forever in any direction. And there's many things like this where you can do all kinds of interesting things with procedural generation, which are not that tricky by themselves. For something like this, if it had bounds, you could throw in a bunch of random points and give them some radiuses, and works in several layers. So each layer can have more information, but it requires that all the neighboring, the 8 neighbors, are loaded up to the previous layer. So let's take it from the beginning. In this case, the outermost cells in the grid, the left, right, and top and bottom, they are loaded to the level of 0. And that means, in this case, that in each of these cells, I create a list of 3 random points within the cell. So that's all we have in layer 0 in these outermost cells. Now, in the next layer, the problem is with these random points, since they're random, they can end up being very close to each other. And for this thing, we want things to be not very evenly, but at least a little evenly distributed. And it doesn't work well if some points are way too close to each other in that case. So we want to adjust the points, but we cannot do that as long as we don't know the neighboring points in the other cells. If we only looked and adjusted the points compared to other points in the same cell, then they might just end up being very close to points in the neighboring cells. So before we can make the adjustments, we have to know about the points in all the neighboring cells as well. So we have a layer 1 that takes care of adjusting the points, but layer 1 requires, for a cell to be at layer 1, it first requires that all the neighboring cells are loaded to layer 0. And once
I mean, this
that's
is
the
cool,
case,
but it's not. Well, that was a nice one.
we can adjust these points. And you can
But it's not applicable to us. Save it for later. Hmm. And this is very cool, but what kind of a simulation is this to like things move around? And the only way I can find out is by playing it. Is these things do not tell me much. Just that there are planets and things and you can move around. It's not moving for sure. Graphics though. I really wanna go for a look like that though. Or even this. This looks so faded out. Yeah, why not? Let's check it out. Hopefully my stream does not suffer for this. Hmm. Not that it matters right now. Oh, this is moving. I think the graphics is very slow poly. I like it. But we wanna go a bit more minimalistic than that. Ooh, yes, savage. Base. Just look at the graphics they use. If we can pick anything up from that.
Humans.
I don't really like their videos so much. It just seems very like exaggerated sometimes.
The universe looks like
Got circles, got semi-transparent patches of things. Yeah. Hmm. I mean, it would make the game look very cute and nice. Even the snake would look very nice with this type of a style. This kind of a movement. There's no line and it still feels kind of tense. So just go with something like this. And I hear that YouTube like does not remove its UI. Why the black hole at the center? Do I have to do that as well? Ugh. The UI, go away. They should have a button to remove that. The star shapes look nice as well. Just
Monsters exploding and screaming into the void with a violence not thought possible before. Thousands of times brighter than the entire Milky Way. Monsters exploding and screaming. As we mapped the sky, we discovered over 1 million far. Quasars were common in the early universe, having peaked in number 10 billion years ago when galaxies and the universe itself were still very young. Let's go back in time just 3 billion years after the Big Bang and see what was going on back then. The incredible power of quasars, bright and violent. All that light and radiation couldn't be stars, as there weren't nearly enough of them. And since galaxies tend to grow with time by merging, the starlight from small galaxies shouldn't be far brighter than any galaxy today. There's only one way to generate the vast amounts of energy a quasar shines with: feeding. Supermassive black holes. We still don't know how exactly they formed, but it seems that every galaxy has one in their center. But how can the brightest things in the universe be black holes which trap anything and everything that crosses their event horizon? Well, the light of a quasar is not coming from inside these black holes. Rather, it comes from the space around them, a massive orbiting disk of gas called an accretion disk. Quasars use the same fuel as stars to shine: matter. It's just that black holes are the most efficient engines for converting matter into energy in the universe. The energy released by matter falling into a black hole can be 60 times greater than that released by nuclear fusion in the core of a star, because the energy released by a black hole comes from gravity, not from nuclear reactions. Matter falling into a black hole speeds up to almost the speed of light before it crosses the event horizon, buzzing with an incredible amount of kinetic energy. Of course, once inside the black hole, it takes that energy with it. You only get to witness this energy if you drop your matter in the right way. Fall straight down and the outside universe gets nothing. But when you have a lot of matter, it spirals in incredibly fast towards the event horizon, forming a disk. Collisions between particles and friction heated up to hundreds of thousands of degrees. In a space not much bigger than our solar system, the core of a galaxy can release many... In a space not much bigger than our solar system, heated up to hundreds, forming a disk. Collisions between particles and friction heated up to hundreds of thousands of degrees. In a space not much bigger than our solar system, the core of a galaxy can release many times more energy than all its stars combined. This is what a quasar is. A supermassive black hole having a feast. And these black holes eat a lot. Typical quasars consume 1 to 100 Earth masses of gas per minute. 10 billion years ago, the universe was about a third of its current size, so the intergalactic medium was much less spread out, meaning the filaments of gas around quasars could feed them a banquet, making them vomit insane amounts of light and radiation. The brightest quasars power jets, tangling the magnetic field of the matter around them into a narrow cone. Like a particle accelerator, they launch enormous beams of matter out, ploughing through the circumgalactic medium, forming plumes of matter that grow to hundreds of thousands of light years in size. It's almost unfathomable in scale. A tiny spot in a galaxy carving out patches of the universe hundreds of thousands of light years long. But quasars can't eat for long, maybe a few million years, because their feast ultimately kills their galaxy. How quasars kill galaxies? Okay, maybe killing is a bit of an exaggeration. A galaxy is still there after its quasar turns off, but it will never be the same again. Quasars, being among the hottest and brightest things in the universe, break their galaxies by heating them up too much and stopping star formation. Stars are gas that collapsed in on itself and then got really hot. But in a cloud of gas that's already hot, atoms are moving quickly. When they collide, they hit hard, exerting pressure that resists gravity's squeeze. So hot gas cannot form stars. Instead, the best gas for forming stars is already cold and won't put up a fight when it's time to collapse into a star. On top of that, quasars push gas out of their galaxies. Not only does this starve the quasar, but its galaxy loses the raw materials for new stars. As sad as this sounds, it might be a good thing for life. The alternative can be far more dangerous: too many stars. New stars forming is usually followed by massive stars exploding in supernovae, so planets would be burned sterile. But of course, it's more complicated. Like the intricacies of our own planet's biosphere, every piece of the galaxy is dependent on and influencing every other part of the galactic environment. While hot things like quasars and supernovae tend to push gas out of the galaxy, shockwaves and quasar jets can also compress gas, making new stars at least for a short time. But in general, we can say that without things becoming a bit more chill, we would not exist today. Which brings us to our final question. Did the Milky Way have a quasar in the past? It's unclear if every galaxy went through a quasar phase, but understanding distant quasars may provide clues to the history of the Milky Way. Galaxies don't do a good job of preserving their history. Like sand on a beach, the endless churning mixes away the clues to their past. It's possible the Milky Way was once a quasar, which may have allowed our supermassive black hole Sagittarius A star to have grown to 4 million times the mass of the Sun. And as dormant as it is now, Sagittarius A star could turn into a quasar in the future. In a few billion years, the Milky Way will merge with Andromeda. We've seen over 100 double quasars in galaxies smashing together, where fresh gas is provided for the central black holes. But it won't last for long. When galaxies merge, so do their supermassive black holes, sinking into the center of their new galaxy, kicking up dust and stars in every direction. We don't know whether this will happen, but it would truly be an incredible sight. Maybe some beings in the far future are going to witness it and be in awe of what they see. But you don't have to wait. Holes sinking into the sun. When as the Milky phase. But understanding distant quasars may provide clues to the history of the Milky Way. Galaxies don't do a good job With
What am I gonna do?
lessons and mammalian metabolism to climate. Narrowing the
Wait, what is
topics
it?
from our most popular videos, from rabies and mammalian metabolism to climate science. There's also a lesson on black holes, where you can delve into the fundamental principles behind their formation and behavior. A deeper understanding will also help you appreciate their role in powering the quasars we talked about in this video. Brilliant is an interactive learning tool.
Brilliant.
You can start with an
Is that it?
Brilliant gives you the tools to
Yeah.
understand how everything fits together. We know you've been waiting for a long
It's a long sponsored segment. I think I'll implement the damn camera system. I need to rethink this thing again. How many times? Do you want it all together? Maybe there are different star systems. They act like stages. I did not want to make stages, but maybe there are stages. Oh, that would be hard to do. Wow, the white hole black hole idea was pretty good, dude. Not kidding. Even if it's not realistic. But who knows, it's all theoretical either way. How would they react though? Because it's supposed to be like the literal opposite of a black hole, the white hole. Even reverse in time. The singularity is supposed to be in the past, it seems. There are some theories telling that they are connected by a wormhole as well. Yeah, I'll just make shit up. Your stream is no longer being blocked due to copyright issues. I was being blocked? By whom? Was I being blocked by? Who was I being blocked by? We'll check it out later. Not that it matters. What could a little snake do? I mean, the snake can get bigger in a space like this. I think it's just sticking to that vital idea is probably where my brain is taking me. I don't know much about shaders as well. I need to learn them. Black hole visualizer. Hmm. No, I didn't even think about the skybox. I thought it would all be procedural. I mean, you can have a procedural skybox, I guess, but they're adding the lensing effect. Nuts. Every time I see stuff like that, I'm like, did my internet go? What is that? Mm-hmm. I'll look into this later. We have seen enough. Electricity, please come back. Was it an ordered matter? Constant stream of ordered matter being thrown out? But what does that mean? Like, is it constant or is it like periodic? Because the constant might have an order, but the periodic thing might also have an order. It might take many years. So they just keep repeating the same thing again and again. Future gets written into the universe. One-way time direction. ChatGPT. I mean, ChatGPT is a lot of times wrong because most of the times I've heard now is that the white holes are unstable, they would collapse. Grow so small that it no longer obeys the common sense rules of stars and billiard balls. On the particle level, quantum randomness takes over and the black hole could transform into a white hole. What is the plug hole? Damn, there's so many holes in this. Being similar in mass to a human hair. Countless trillions of times the current age of the universe in the future. Trillions of times the current age of the universe. People like to think. Yeah, dude, which people? Hmm. No momentum at all. That was it. Oh, yeah, electricity. Turn on the AC. Man, I've been yawning so much. I don't feel sleepy though, so I don't know what is up. Big Bang, supermassive white hole. A view of black holes first proposed in late 1980s might be interpreted as shedding some light on the nature of classical white holes. Proposed that when a black hole forms, a Big Bang may occur at the core singularity, which would create a new universe that expands outside of the parent universe. Okay. wanna play Elden Ring, dude. Torsion tensor. What is that sound? For the quantum mechanical intrinsic angular momentum of matter. What is a tensor? I don't know. I've heard it so many times. Torsion along a geodesic. Yeah, I know torsion is like a twist, yeah. The moving frame around a curve. That's something I did not know. Moving frame around a curve. Dude, they use words that I do not understand. And that's why it becomes an issue, because I don't think it's a difficulty of just visualization. You do not really understand the words, the concepts, and it becomes difficult to imagine the whole damn sentence. It's like music theory. It's an affine connection. Affine? Yo. Miss me. What does this mean? Like white holes? Oh, like white holes. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so even the temporal inverse thing is a postulation. Mathematical exercise with no real world counterpart. Okay, like even in my original jam idea, the idea was that the snake eats the nodes, eats the stars, becomes bigger, containing them inside of it, and then it eats the core. But we found out the core is usually a black hole. How do you eat that thing? You can't. I mean, maybe this guy can. Doesn't make sense. Maybe this guy is the representation of the black hole itself and is eating everything. That's your home. And that could be a thing. I want to do something tangible, man. Maybe I should open the camera system. I'm also going to look into dots. Okay, I'll try reading this page and we'll do the camera. Fundamental concepts of data oriented design. Let's make this a separate window. I feel like it's gonna become a big thing. Starts might be steep. There are a lot of pitfalls that might stop you from getting the performance benefits you hope for. Oh God, how big is this? How much time do I need to spend to understand this thing? Do I need to start up? Uh, say, can't you? Yeah, there's something like I don't want to sit down. Tired. Result is a lot of individual objects scattered throughout memory. Object-oriented programming might be intuitive for humans to understand, but is not efficient for modern CPUs to process. By contrast, data-oriented design focuses on the data. Developers consider what data is needed and how best to structure it in the memory, so that the CPU can efficiently access the data while running the systems that processes it. Developers consider what data is needed and how to best structure it, so CPU can get it easily. Rather than representing single encapsulated objects driven by inheritance, single encapsulated objects driven by inheritance. DoD uses composition to break those objects down into components and then groups the components into arrays. Hmm. You break objects down into components and then put them in an array. Systems that iterate across the arrays to transform the data as required. Systems then iterate across the arrays to transform the data as required by the project's algorithms. The most common use case in DoD is to consider many components at once rather than one object at a time. Forget encapsulation and data hiding. Okay, I forgot. Forget inheritance and polymorphism. I never knew what they were. To a large extent, forget about reference types. I don't even know what they are actually. These concepts will not help you. Okay, let's look at the difference between OOP and DoD approaches with an example. Here's a screenshot from an imaginary game, Beach Ball Simulator. I'm making some ball simulators here. The player has activated a power up to move all of the green balls. We'll explore the different ways the game will access data once the player starts moving those green balls around. Okay, let's see. Here, color, color. Why is that speed accessing that color thing? Just an example. It's going to one by one by one. And they are accessing one thing here and there from different places. And this thing, only the green accesses the position that goes through the one by one. None of the other ones are affected, I guess. In OP, the code iterates over an array of sphere classes to check the color of each one and set the position of green one. Yeah. Although the array is packed with contiguous data, it only contains references to sphere classes. In the actual sphere class, data can be scattered throughout memory. Yeah. Resulting in cache misses. In DoD, spheres are decomposed into color and position. Components are packed into buffers, resulting in fewer caches, cache misses, and much faster processing. What are cache misses? You try to get something, you don't get it. How often does that happen? Good enough. Nuts. Object-oriented programming. Objects are typically stored in memory. Cache misses occur in computer systems when a program or application attempts to access data from the cache memory, but the requested data is not present in the cache. If the data needs to be fetched from a slower main memory or even slower storage devices like hard drives, cache misses can significantly impact the performance of a program or system because accessing data from cache memory is much faster than retrieving it from main memory or storage. Mhm. Mhm. Cache misses. We are not using C++ or C long. Yes, that makes sense. How much time should I take to learn more about the principles? Okay. How big is this? What makes modern CPUs performant? Wow, this is actually going fundamental. Jesus. Jesus. Das. I just want to make a game, man. It's all about memory. What every computer scientist should know about floating point arithmetic. Let's just go back to that guy's thing. See if I can understand anything without needing to learn any of that. Party authoring still gets mono behavior baker. What's a baker? Why am I baking things? What does it bake? Do I need to take time off and study all of this? I don't want to do this on stream. It will be too long. This thing is gonna explain everything to me in 60 minutes, it seems. Does not work with the default rendering pipeline. You need to use URP. I am using URP. Should I make this game? Normally, they make this in dots. That seems. I shouldn't just use dots just for using dots. You shouldn't use anything just for using them. I mean, maybe just to learn. I don't want to learn, but what problem am I trying to solve? I am trying to move a lot of things without getting too much of a performance cost. But if I do not get a performance cost, I would not need to probably use dots. How can I not get a performance hit when I am trying to move everything to like simulate gravity and everyone affecting each other? Do I need to do that? How can I fake it? How can I get away without learning this thing? I feel like it's better for me to figure it out though. Man. I hate it. Either way, I do have to access a shit ton of entities in the end if I want to simulate the galaxy thingy. Or they have to be very dumb entities. Just hanging out. Oh, this is the baking thing. I have to read this. I did not even understand that. Author and convert entity data. Blob assets. It's a completely new way of making something. Can you use dots to make? I may even see though, because it's so new sometimes. Dots for Android. It should be usable. It's been out for years in beta and now in actuality with version 1. No, please show me the full title. No, it won't show me the full title. It's a completely different arts. Right. Wow, let me say this thing. 20,000 entities. And but it's running in editor. What phone? What are you running this on? Oh, wait, yeah, it's running on a phone. 60 frames. 5,000 entities. 10,000 entities. Still 60 frame, I think. No, it's dropping. It's 40 now. Wow. Okay, now it's slowing down. But did he slow it down? It's still around 30 frames. I'm not even gonna be using that many entities. It's fine by me. Please come here. I don't even know if I have to change everything. Like, if I shift to darts, is it going to be a hybrid system where my old code can work with the new code, or I have to shift everything, even my camera movement and the bounds calculation, to the darts thing? Can there be two systems at once? Can you use Unity dots with normal? Let's just see, OP code, I guess. Okay. Okay, I can use it then. Okay, then I'll do the snake and the camera and the other systems with normal Unity stuff, normal Unity C# mono behavior thingy, and then for the whole star graph thing, we'll use the dots. Design for efficient memory cache usage. Design for bleedable data. It's data that the job system can copy into jobs without the need for any additional processing of pointers or references. No managed types wherever possible. No classes, no references. Ideally, no strings. How do I sink time into this? I mean, if I'm sinking time into this, what better project than to simulate like a shit ton of stars in a galaxy? That's probably the best way. Man, I want to make a normal action game after this. We'll get back to Oceanborn. Now we have to make that. I feel like if we get some cool behaviors on the screen, it will start making me feel better. But right now, yeah, always Unity. Damn, it's not even open. Fake game developer doesn't even have Unity open. I'm waiting for them to drop the new LTS version 2023 so that I can remove the Unity splash screen. How would this work in Godot, by the way? You do this in Godot. Unity dots. Godot. Equivalent. This was 4 years ago. Okay, so Godot can go. Okay, fine. I have to learn Godot as well. Hello, Unity. What's the state of my code? So we have that fake physics, right? I just want to detach the main camera from doing the object spawn thing. And delete using just normal panning or with gestures of just pinching in and out with your finger. Maybe like mouse scroll on PC. This anymore. Let's just remove it. Should I delete it? Should I remove it? How does that work? Do I need this code at all? How big has the thing become? So I want to delete anything that gets out of the zone of the camera. Does not matter how big it has become. We'll make some other states for the thing to delete itself. Yeah. And I'll just go in that direction. My god. The whole thing. What about this? You want to rewrite this? Nah, not right now. It's right here. Just changes behavior after all. At least now the error will go. How many times has this happened? 4 is not valid. Why does that matter? Assign attempt for core is not valid. Oh, because core also has the node. But it is set as static. That's why. The core needs a different script. It's fine, I'll keep that in mind. You know what? I might not keep that in mind. Let me start. Okay, different script for the core. Now let's just do that in Obsidian. Remove these things. Uh, oh, I'm gonna run with this idea, man. I don't care. We'll see afterwards if it's fun or not. I can't paste that here. Wait, I got it from here though. Yeah, whatever. Let's make the dots thing be a separate notes of itself. I don't really care about that though. How are we going to type? Word should have its own separate script. Or why can I not increase the size of the things? Is what I do not like. That's so dumb. Let me look it up. Why wouldn't it be possible? Oh, you can use. Ah, that's much better. And that makes it much more readable. Think about the arrangement of these things. Bit later, that becomes smaller. All right. There are more frames now, though. Somehow. What the game manager? Classic game manager. It has one job right now. To show the node count. I should probably use like UI manager or something, but I don't care. Game manager is gonna handle it. What's that? TextMesh Pro UGI, right? Not count. Wow, I totally wanted to do that. Make it public. Then make that be public and the key manager just gets it. Yeah. Make that public. Where is Singleton? Make this a Singleton. Get a Singleton. I need to pin this thing. How do I pin this? Ah, Unity, I just wanted to bring that file in, man. Public void. You're not count? What should it? Just a big increase is fine. Count. Why is it capital C? Count. Could be plus plus count or count plus plus. Oh, let's double check that. Wow, my computer is slow suddenly. Why must be that? Oh, I want more RAM. I have a lot of things open. I should close them. Them. Ah, RIMDKAPSER. Does that even mean anything? Is it just a random word? I'm not sure. Bye bye. I'm gonna save this as well. Let's test that first though. Why should it be taking so much RAM though? I don't really have that much things going on. Whatever. Unity canvas time. Where is the text mesh? Okay. Mm, here. Ah man, every single time I have to get that thing to 9%. Oops. I want to make my own font as well. Maybe not now, but later. I've been wanting one for so long. 000. Mhm. Shall I with the game manager script with the note count? Yeah, I need to call it though. Without calling it, how would it increase? Where's the debug? Let's initialize this just in case. Why not? This is Taijobu. Hey, it's working. I think this font will work with this style as well. It's not clashing. Look at how crisp the font is as well. This is a extra crispy font. The normal ones would be a little blurry. Even with TextMesh Pro, yes. Should I bother with this at all? Or should I make it? No, I think this is fine. adding the zeros in front of it and formatting it like that, it reveals like how many nodes they are supposed to be in the end. For now, I think this is fine. Let's just think of it more as a gamey game with some beauty and zenness in it than like the actual simulation. Let's not touch that. It's spewing out a lot of stars. What if it's not a, like right now is literally making things from scratch. It's just 0 nodes. What if there are things already existing? What if it is actually stage based? And you play different stages and they last like a certain amount of time. The only reason I don't want to do that is it sounds like more work to me. Because I might need to make many stages. If the game starts doing somewhat decent. I can just choose not to, I guess, but yeah. Took some screenshots from the Murskasakat. If that is not how you pronounce it, then I'm sorry. Let me get them screenshots. There would be very nice references, I feel. Like there's different galaxy systems. Maybe there could be different stages. Maybe this could be the stage select screen. Something like this where you see a lot of star systems and you can choose where to go to. Yeah, I'm not against that idea. This is the Yo Akash. Today is going pretty slow. I found out that there's so many theories around the supermassive black holes, and the white holes is throwing up some of the plans. Like yesterday we found out that the white holes are supposed to be infinite in lifetime, and then now they're saying it's supposed to be unstable and dies really quickly and then collapses into a white hole. Then there are some theories where the black hole collapses into a white hole and then the white hole collapses into a black hole. It's just nuts. And it's supposed to happen at an incredible time scale, like trillions of time of our current universe's age. So I don't even know anymore. And we were putting one in the middle. But I'm gonna run with it. The thing we came up yesterday about like, okay, having a white hole and the black hole and we make them fight and then we eat it up, I'm fine with that. We'll just go with it. Does not make any sense, but it does not have to be. Let's get more images. Canvas, get this image. Get this image. Get this image. Plots will take a lot of time to figure out what I feel. It's not a one-day thing at all. It's a multiple day, maybe a week thing. Because I need to shift to data-oriented programming. Figure that out. So like this is supposed to be a quasar. Sends out shit ton of like radiation and gases light years in distances, hundreds of light years. Maybe that could be one of the game over states that consumes a lot and that just goes out of control. And this is supposed to be the event horizon and things getting sucked in. Maybe that's how it looks right at the center. And these are like things spinning around the black hole, and this was just for references of the star. The stars are supposed to look as. Putting things like this reminds me of the Windows 8 tile system. I think like using this this is from like Kursk that channel's video. I think I might have gotten copyrighted from that because I looked on the left and then it was saying your stream is now online. It's not being copyright blocked. Like how my stream was being copyright blocked. So I had to look that up. Even I got just for that 50 seconds, I got like a claim by the chanting as well, though. It did not have any effect on it. So it's fine. And I muted the thing. I muted the song post. But yeah, I'm not going to play that. Just in case. It depends on the size of the star. I like the tile system because I could use tons of awesome customers. Yeah, it looked nice. But I do think it was very dated. I feel like customizability will come back in the future, but in a really weird way. I feel like there's homogeneity in goodness as well. Like AI and other things, and just availability of even customization options might make it so that everyone kind of ends up going in a similar direction. You know what I mean? Like it might not be the same images. There literally might be a feature that does not allow you to get an image similar to other people have, like get always unique images, but it might be in the same realm. It might look the same somehow. It's impossible to like make great art completely unique for everyone, I feel. Very easily that also. I don't mean in a Windows 12 type of a thing. Like how you see so many people having an anime wallpaper, right? Or how like a lot of people, Genshin peeps will customize their icons with the Genshin characters, but they all kind of start looking the same. Like they follow a theme. I mean in that way. Like your customization is maybe customized to you, but is not really unique in the end. And then the whole minimal direction of, oh, let's just make everything like look nice and beautiful. Like I think that made, yeah, it looks kind of beautiful, but now all of the websites kind of look very similar-ish. Especially the dark mode pressure, dude. Like so many websites are just now dark. Like IGN, I think the old white and red IGN looked cooler to me than the right now dark gray and red IGN. Not that I go to IGN anymore. Who does? Haha. They have a lot of AI algorithm stuff now, apparently. I like the... Yeah, but there's something about the white UI, dude. I find it cleaner. They do not do dark so well. Like this, if this was a bit more darker shade of black, might be cooler. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I need to make my website as well. That's part of the thing. After we are done with this, yeah. Yep. Like my YouTube right now is pretty dark as well. Everything is dark. Thinking of applying a shader to this. In the bottom, I got this kind of shader. Moves around as well. Then there's supposed to be a big disk around. We'll see. Cause like I showed the good this Kurg thing. I'm gonna just gonna. Oh my god. I wanna go for art style like this. Yeah. Think it would look cute and appealing to the mobile people, to anyone, to be honest. I needed to change the. Oh yeah, the camera. Why do the camera? Should I mess with the core thing? Because I'm getting an error from it. Needs say new. Why are you even there? Is it necessary anymore? I don't think I'll do. I won't draw lines from one star to another, I feel. Rails might be there. Sharing of energy and other collision thing? Most probably, yeah, but I think this whole thing will be rewritten. I don't think we need that anymore. Maybe handled by dots. So that whole idea of the stars becoming part of the snake, I was meaning for it to be like very one-to-one, you know? Like if you see a star in a certain organization in the game world space, and then the snake kind of just goes over them. It literally like goes from the mouth and becomes like comes here, and everything else like shifts downwards. I was thinking like that. But if the snake becomes like really big and you have like many stars and you're just kind of eating through it, because let's say the rate of stars being instantiated is really high, it's not very slow, then it might be cheaper to just kind of fake it. We will take them up and they will be like dropped down as they were, but we could just disable it, right? We'll see when we get there. I don't think it would be that costly, but just in case, because we could just put a shader on it, shader on the snake, slightly cheaper. Because as you saw, without using dots, we are dropping frame rate really quickly. Need to change the solution. Just needs to look nice and be a fun game at the moment. Nothing more. What other scripts do we have? Okay, everything we have is super necessary. Let's make the script for the code. Those are the only two things it has. What are we trying to do here? This won't work like this. I will need to redo the thing. What's happening is that because Core uses the same node script, it's trying to access this rigid body and move it around. And I had disabled it. And it was throwing error because of that. Let's make it dynamic again. Much more mass. So I was thinking of making another Core script, but that seems like a pain. Unnecessary right now. I want to go beyond this lame implementation. I still get the error. Why? Why? As a rigid body, it is dynamic. It's a problem. Why is it not causing any more errors as well? It's just 4. I'll just ignore it for now. Not necessary. Camera. Fix the camera. What I want to do? Put a slider for zooming in and out for the camera. I want to do the pinching to zoom in and out. But that's on phone and I'm developing on PC. But I don't think I can test if I'm running on PC or not if my platform is Android, because you can check. And if I don't edit it, then I have to change it up later. That which is fine. It's fine. I think I'll put a slider and I'll also allow for pinching in and out for now. That's probably the. You can use the mouse pad. Really? Will that work out? Let me ask GPT. What's the. It says does not inherently work with it. How can I make my with input dot touch? Now this might be kind of stupid because I can just use the new input system inside. But let's see. It's answer and then we'll shift over to the new one. We'll do that in the back. Image. I can be challenging because touchpads are not typically treated as standard touch devices by the operating system. Ah. Okay, I'm not even gonna bother. Yeah, I'm ditching it. Pin gestures. How will this work? I'm not sure. Like, I mean, how does it know how much distance to take for that? Like, do I have to do it like continuously multiple times? Or does it have a certain. We'll see. Probably works with the old system. Make it work with the new one later. Unity needs to restart. How ask it? Change system. Let's see if it works first before doing any changes. Why is my audio stream split rate 0? Why does it keep telling me that? I don't know why that happens. It will just tell me your bitrate is 0. Even now it's saying that. But then it says my connection is excellent, so I have no idea. Stream rate of 128 kbps. Think I have a stream bitrate of 160. How is it telling me 128? I have no clue. Let's see. You see audio bitrate 160. It's probably become low because of internet issues. It's fluctuating. It says that again. Is my video fluctuating? If my video is not fluctuating, why is my audio fluctuating? This is no, it gave me another warning, that's why I said. Record. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Finally, new chapter of Chainsaw Man is gonna come out. We were on a 14-day break. I'm waiting for it. Pawn radius is assigned, but the value is never used. I'll use it something. For now, it's just a battle between me and this thing to make it look good somehow. I don't even know if this is gonna work out. Start part 2, yeah. I'm liking part 2 way more than part 1, but I don't even remember much of part 1 anymore. It's a very distant memory. What did I do? I changed the input system. Gonna test out the camera. I need to connect my phone though. Yeah, I did something and it zoomed in. How do I zoom out though? I think it's better for it to be multiple pinches. And what is even this? Like, people call it panning. Do they call it panning? This is panning. It's like spreading. For both, but this is pinching, right? This is reverse of pinching. If this is black pinch, this is white pinch, bro. We're getting one touch, initial zoom, main camera orthographic size. If touch began. Okay. Initial touch position plus touch 1 position. By 2. Why do we do that? Why do we add both of them? To get the first touch position. Why do I do this? The midpoint between the position of two touch points. This is done to determine the center point of the pinch gesture, which is used as reference point for zooming. Okay. Moved. Current distance. Initial distance by current distance. Okay. Where is this guy being used then? But it told like we need to get the midpoint. It gets the midpoint, does not do anything with it. But we don't even use. Typical ChatGPT moment. You're correct, and I apologize for my confusion. Both the zoom in and zoom out functionalities. If it works, that's just free work for me. Otherwise, I had to watch a Sam Yam tutorial. She has a tutorial with the new input system, panning and everything. I remember. She's like the input system person. All tutorials are about that. Ugh. Why is this upside down? It's part of project itself. Citizen player. Why doesn't it let me choose? It used to give me like the choice of like this was not a single option thing. There were multiple choices that you could select. No, it does not allow me that. Oh, with auto. Okay. Don't want it to be portrait. That's all. Then again, zoom, but not zoom out. Minimum zoom 20. So 500. Doesn't work at all. No difference. So, and this should work, I think. Where are we getting this thing? Zoom factor, shell distance by current distance. It's coming out 1 for both of my things. But even if it was, so why is it greater than 1? Because it's not going over 1 at all. It's only coming as 1. Why is that? This is returning the same value. Why do we put this inside of this though? Becomes a local variable though. Yo, hello. Hello, Jelly Bean. Hello. No, it's supposed to take place in space. I'm trying to make a star system, but right now it's very, very wonky. This is supposed to be the core out of which stars are orbiting around and coming out, and you play as a snake who, I don't know what the snake is supposed to do at the moment, but in the original idea, the snake used to eat the stars, become bigger, and your goal was to eat the center, the core of the star system. I made a jam game for the latest Ludum Dare. Is the snake mythological? I guess so. I guess, but not really. We usually have like cosmic snakes or, like world serpents. So that was in my brain, but I did not really think about it much. Like this was a jam game. It ended up being very trivial, but like these things are coming out from the middle. It does not look like space at all, but my goal was to make it look like that. And you can interact with it. It's very broken. And you become bigger, let's say. And then you basically try to eat it. I guess it's casual. It's casual arcade. I really liked the space, the space, this thing just kind of expanding. And I thought it would be really nice if it looked more beautiful, because it was already beautiful to me. But I thought if I made it look more like how a beautiful galaxy is, like something like this, like expanding, then I think that it can become like a Zen game where you're just a snake. There is a push and pull. You can die if you become hungry, but you can like become part of a growing universe and you can interact with it. You can like move around the stars with your body. You can wrap around the stars and you can kind of move them away. And while you're eating the stars, it satisfies your hunger, but the stars do not really go away. I'm planning to make it so that the snake can hit itself, and wherever it hits itself, the snake kind of breaks apart. It divides, and the remaining part turns into a star system right where it divided. So the goal of the snake is kind of like a gardener, let's say. And I'm thinking of like your goal is maybe to feed the black holes or something, make it grow, so that in the end you could devour the whole universe. Like this is an actual image of a snake-like thing in the cosmos. They named it the cosmic snake. I think it looks nice. I think there is something to the concept. I just want to do it because it seems nice and it's kind of small. I have some other ideas which are not small. So I thought, let's start with the smaller ideas and then we'll move on to the bigger ones. So for now, I'm trying to make this stupid ball-like things. Try to make them look like this somehow, slowly. It's just randomized. It's just random circles with some amount of energy and a size. I need to give them an algorithm about how they're supposed to spawn. Maybe there are a bunch of stars and they come close together and then they could become a bigger star. Or maybe like two of them collide with each other and like other stars kind of come out of them. Maybe like my plan is maybe to have a white hole, which is supposed to be the opposite of a black hole, at the core of the galaxy, and is the one who's actually like spewing out all the stars, which is causing the expansion of the whole thing. And your goal is to take the stars, make them combine, make them collide, collapse, and turn into a black hole. And you make the black hole fight the white hole, and then you consume everything while those things trying to balance each other. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. Right now, we are trying to make the camera work. What do I think of Unity's recent choice? They were bad. They were bad. They did a lot of damage in ways that people are not really talking about. But to the whole job market, especially in like in India, we have a lot of hyper casual studios or just like mobile games and things where things are sold at a much less price or just for free, and most of the revenue was generated from microtransactions or by showing ads. Now if we go by the install rate things, those are the people who were hit by it the most, and then like people can move away from it. And now with the new rules, it's still fine. It's still like the cheapest option. But the hit that people took, and now that people have to think about shifting to something else, it makes it difficult for students or difficult for people who are kind of getting into it to choose what to go for. Because the biggest choices were you either go for Unreal Engine for bigger studio projects, or you go for Unity, which is the dominating engine for sure. Everybody knows Unity. And then like very, very like small amount of people actually use Godot. So now like I'm confused. Like if I want to go for a job, what do I do? It has become really weird. Like people who are trying to get into a studio, like what do I learn now? Because even studios are not sure about which engine to go for. And now like I think it's fine to be engine agnostic. Everyone should kind of strive for that, because in the end, like you just get an engine, you just make the game according to the needs of the studio. But if you want to get into the job in this industry and you have to put stuff on your portfolio, which engine do you flex now, right? Yeah, I don't know what I feel about Mr. John, I can't pronounce his last name, like being kicked out, because it feels like He's just taking the blame and they're throwing him away. I can't blame everything on just one dude. I don't think everything was handled by him. Like that's kind of like way too easy of an excuse. Like just because of the EA thing and the stock thing, like he got so much heat, and the stock thing and even the EA thing, I think were not good enough reasons to like throw so much shit at him. Right, like maybe like I don't know. I'm not part of the company. Maybe he was like really responsible for it. Inspiration for the game concept. I just participated in the Ludum Dare, and the theme was limited space. So I thought about it, and like people usually would reach towards, like resource management because you have limited space. You do something with it, or you have like I don't know, like very less amount of space, and you try to do something. Like people were just messing with that, and I like playing with words. So I thought, what if space is like like there is this thing by this guy called Stephen Wolfram, where he has this theory that everything is made out of simple laws, simple rules, like cellular automata. And I really was interested by it. So I thought, okay, what if space is this network which is growing out, and you are the limit for it? You, this like cosmic snake, is the limit of this universes, and you're limiting the space. So limited space. So I kind of went with that. But then when I was making the thing, I really like just the expansion of the nodes going outwards, and I was like, wow, that looks beautiful. What if I make this into a game where these are just galaxies kind of becoming, growing and evolving, and you just kind of go through it like a tiny little snake and eat them and just watch them grow, like just a small game, zen-like game where cool music plays in the back and you eat stuff. You just go through it. I don't know. This is for some reason not working right now. It's greater than 0, greater than 1. With that, do this. Why does this divide it here and multiply it here? I'm gonna pull up a different tutorial. I mean, I think she had a better video for it though. No, she made a snake game, damn. Oh. Oh, maybe this has it.
In this video, I'll be going...
Pinch to zoom.
Today I'm going to be showing you how to do pinch detection with the new input system for mobile devices. And once you have that installed, I'm going to make a new scripts folder here. And in this folder, I'm going to right click and create a new input action. And I'm just going to call this touch controls. Alright, and then for our input asset, we want an action map. So let's just call this touch. And this is just a set of controls. Our actions are our controls. For our actions or our controls, we want several things. So the main way we'll be doing pinch detection is by tracking the position of the two fingers. Since it's getting larger, that means our fingers are more. That action to tell us our detection algorithm.
You know what? I just want to see how she implements it, because we're doing it with the old input system. Either way.
Vector to target position. And we can equal it to the current position because we want to start from the current position and move. Alright, since we are zooming out, and this is going to have to be a vector 3 since it's going to get converted to a vector 3 anyways. If we go into our scene, you see that the blue step z. First we need the time.delta time. And then we can do times camera but instead of minus equals 1, we do plus equals 1.
Okay. There's no zoom factor. Yeah, she's not doing that. Yeah. Let me just do it here. Previous distance, then this distance.
Gets high towards the arrow. Set that to 4. So this is the speed at which the camera moves. I'm going to put a serialized field so we can change it in the inspector.
There's a coroutine involved.
Use camera speed here. Alright, so here we're zooming out, so we can do a camera transform dot position. So we're setting the new position equals vector 3 dot slurp.
And she's not even using orthographic size. Okay.
Vector 3. We take in the current position, so we're going from the.
Oh, she's moving the camera in world space.
Which I think we can just declare it here, vector 2
Okay.
target position. And we can equal it to the current position because we want to.
Why doesn't my thing even move though? Should do at least something. Oh yeah, zoom speed is tiny. It's 1. Look at the orthographic size. Nice, not changing at all. Is this even being called? It must, right? Being called. I deleted the old camera implementation. I want it to be more deliberate. People can zoom in and out. It is being called. Dude, what's going on? Is it something really dumb that I do not know of? I don't get it at all. The orthographic size should change, but it isn't changing. Where is this thing being used as well? It's not being used anywhere. Thank you. Thank you, ChatGPT. Typical, dude. Clamp just clamps the thing, right? Does it have another value? No. ChatGPT. Why are you dividing anything to begin with? I'm not gonna allow you to do that. Yeah, but that helps out though. But this is not necessary. Oh no, that does help out. Yeah, that does help out. This would make that smaller. This would make that bigger. But right now it does not do anything. No, it does. Stupid. Hmm. Zone factor that is also supposed to be being called. It just is giving the value as being 20. Not supposed to be the initial zone. Initial zone is orthographic size, which is 20. And then 20 is divided by more than 1. Then it's been clamped by mean zone and max zone. What if this is multiplied? This is divide. Oh. Yeah, this is just like Lil, I guess speed runs, bro. He'll try to save time, he'll waste more time. Hey, it's working, huh? It's kind of working, but not really as well sometimes. You know what? Don't do that. Yeah, the sensitivity is connected to that. Yeah, that was it. Stupid ChatGPT. Okay, now I understand though. Yo, it works. It works now. We got it online. Nice. I'm a real programmer. I don't need ChatGPT, guys. Come on. Dude. Telling I would have stalled so much more if not for this. God. Implemented camera plan. Okay, what now? Do we bring back the snake? The snakearoo? And I don't think it's time yet. We didn't implement the new input system. We have to do that. Controls. What am I gonna call this thing? I did not think about it, but zooming in and out, that's a 2-finger movement. If you're playing like this, when will you do that? I mean, this is kind of natural. Like you're playing it and you kind of just, how do I show it on? Like you kind of get it, right? You just you're just holding it and you just like, God damn it, how do I show it? I mean, you understand, right? This is the phone, you're holding it and you just kind of do this or you do that. That makes sense. And you can like maybe control the gamepad with this and then tap this to eat or speed up. I guess that would be fine. Yeah, I was getting worried it won't be ergonomic or something. What am I gonna call this? Zoom, I guess. Zoom. It's not a button, it's a value. Vector 2, I guess. What value does it guess? Does it have touch? Where is that video?
It'll be kind of like a bullet. Fingers are getting screen. So we can start with that. This is the first finger that touches the screen. The position I want an action.
It's a button.
Tell us when that second finger has to see, because once we secondary touch contact, we can call it. For that one, we can just select the action type for button, because it'll be kind of like a button, and you can add an interaction if you'd like. Press is a good interaction, so we're pressing on the screen, and you can do it either press only, release only, and press and release.
I did not have to do any of this. Wow.
Screen, that means we can start our.
Is it worth doing this? I'm debating now. Because it's working and I can just add maybe another thing.
To either pass through or value. I usually
I'm removing it. I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm just gonna work with it. Maybe add a slider on the side. Don't save. Nah, bye bye, Mr. Input system. I'm just gonna. Dude, I saw Zoodle's thing. Now I know. That's what I was doing last night. You know Zoodle, right? Pinko Brothers. So watching it, he won back-to-back two matches, dude. It was so good. It's so funny as well. You don't know Zoodle? Dude, what? He was the commentator, dude, with Domo, the German guy. I was kind of referencing him when I was saying hello, because that's how he says it. Instead of saying Liornia, he says Liornia. It's very funny. Bushi, he lost against Bushi, and he has not lost a single time. Is insane, dude. I'm telling you, like Dom's roundtable or someone was playing, and he like got tilted because of misunderstandings and other stuff. He kept losing, and he just kind of he left. He left the tournament, and because of him leaving the tournament, Zoodle like participated because Zoodle was the commentator, and they were gonna have a lot of difficulty if no one was to take his place. So he came in. He took his losses. He only lost once to Bushi, and he has constantly won against everyone else, dude. Against everyone else. He's gonna be going against Aggie soon. And like Aggie has been on a losing streak, dude. It's like kinda sad, but I kinda hope he wins against Aggie as well, because there will be like Zoodle sweep. It was hilarious. He even had like a small trailer for him. Yeah, he's a monster, dude. He's like some crazy wild card. It was wild. I was there live. I was watching him live on his like first match when he won, and it was insane. It was insane. It was one of the most hype live streams I had ever seen, dude. I'm telling you. It was crazy. Chad was going like nuts. For the whole stream, he was like, I don't want to fight Valiant Gargoyles. I hate them. And he like just kept like stalling. But then like when time came, he went, and like everyone will run away when the poison is coming down, right? The poison cloud, like they deal damage. That guy, he did not run, bro. He stood there in the poison, taking damage, and he finished them off. First try. It was insane. Yeah, I'm kind of like debating of like taking all of his words for the matches and making like a short documentary out of it. That's how much I like it. I've been following it closely. He would be top two if not for him like taking the losses of the other guy. If he was a participant, he would be like top two right now. Nuts. He has improved so much. And it's very fun to watch. It's very hilarious. It's very funny. I'm not kidding. You should watch his things. Okay, what was I doing? Implementing a slider. We're gonna rotate this. It's the Z axis, right? Yeah. Upside down. 90 degrees. Scale it up. Six. Two. It's gonna look stretched no matter what. But we can make the zoom slider. Slide sandal. This is kind of whack. Maybe I should. Like, could this be just 1-1, and I could make the children be bigger? Yeah. This is gonna act so weird, dude, I feel. This looks alright, to be honest. But what about the placement and everything? How does this work? Yeah, scuffed Tortoise is not working properly. The range is actually still over there. Like this much was the range, I think. If I make this 6, move that one, 2. Does this go from end to end? You know what? Instead of messing it from here, what if I did it in scene view? That would definitely give me more control. See how it changes the values. Oh, it messes with the width and height, does not mess with the scale. Okay then. Good to know. I totally forgot about that. Forget about forgetting. I did not think about that. Yep. Works. Now I'll just get a reference to that and just bada bing bada boom. We can't zoom. Not private, public. Public wide. Change. Zoom. What we gonna do here? We're gonna get the slider value. We're gonna give it the maximum this camera size so that the slider's maximum value changes, so we could just slap it into the orthographic size. Yeah. To get the slider, do I need UI? Most probably. Not UI. Unity also has its own UI solution coming up, but it's not available for everyone. I want to check that out. How are they doing? Is it going to be up to date with the dots preview packages? Okay, we got that. Let's just get it here. Serialized field, private slider. Slider. It's called Max. What is it called? My eyes are like acting weird, dude. My left eye, like my eyelid keeps fidgeting. People say stress and stressful. Yeah, how much stress am I putting on it? Max value. I was writing max. How did I get it? Max. Get. Oh, because this is. Okay. That was the class, not the. Now I can get the thing. So, yeah. This doesn't need to happen every time. We can do this in start. And anytime change zone happens, get some rest. Dude, I wake up, a few minutes go by, that thing starts happening. I don't think a few minutes, but a few hours. I don't know. After I am done with this, I'll probably go. Because I need to just learn about the dots thing. I don't want to do that on stream. And then I'll chill out. Change zoom, slider value changes. We get the max main camera dot orthographic size equals zoom slider dot value. Okay. We come here. Compile. Yeah. Give it the script. Camera controller. Change zoom. Now it should work. It should work. It's not working. Why did the max value not update? Oh, it's because I did not assign the slider. That's why. And now it should work. For sure. Okay, it's working. I need to also update the min value. Wow. Some slider min value equals min zoom. It makes sense to do these things in the camera, right? I don't want to make a shit ton of scripts for no reason. At the same time, I don't want to arrange my code in such a way that it becomes difficult for me to manage it. I want to keep like as less amount of scripts with as much readability. But this is also online now. If I had a pause button, where should it be? I think in the middle is the most deliberate spot. No one will hit that by mistake. On the corner is like typical placement. Slider, I don't think I'll even have in the finished game. It's mostly for my own purposes right now. And maybe if I make a PC build, it would be there for that. So maybe later I would add a game manager to this, give it some states, so that we could pause the game, we could unpause the game, have a main menu, I guess. I don't think I'll add a main menu right now. It gets in the way. For now, at least. I'll do game manager later. I'll focus on the graph. I think I'll update my log. And I'll bounce and study dots for today. It's gonna be my to-do. Progress. Today is 10. We are making progress, right? The slider would be inconvenient on PC. Why would it be inconvenient? Like I will keep the scroll wheel. That won't be going away. But I'm also giving a slider so that you could quickly zoom into a certain level if on PC. I like having both the functionalities. Yeah, today's 10:10. God. Hello, Mr. Not Split 1. You caught me in a what game are we? I'm working on a cosmic snake game. Like it's a take on the snake game, but with stars and space. So right now I'm very early still. So I'm still designing how the star formation is supposed to be. Like, it's very, very, very dumb right now. As you can see, it just spawns random things and they can kind of attract to each other. But optimally, I would want them to start looking like this, like Kurzgesagt, or whatever that thing is, like their very catchy art style with nodes and things that go around, and then you place a snake. You go around and you eat the nodes, you become bigger. And I'm still thinking about the push and pull, because the main idea came from my jam game for the recent Ludum Dare. Space ends with you. Very broken. I need to update this. Yeah, so the idea here was this is growing space, and then you either things go bigger, and you are the limit to it. You know, your goal was to become big enough to eat the core, and as you can see, it's very buggy because I did not have much time. So now we are trying to make it an actual game. Yeah, it's from a Kurzgesagt video. I need to learn how to pronounce that. It's gonna come up a lot. Yeah. So I think at the center of the galaxy, there's gonna be like either a white hole or a black hole, and it's expanding. And you need to make it's more of a Zen game where you see the beauty of the expanding galaxies and all, and just moving around. But I also want it to be an actual game, so you can eat the stars things and all to satisfy your hunger, because if you become too hungry you will die, and you do not want the black hole at the middle to become too unstable, because then it's going to eat everything else. And then the stars and all, they can touch, they can interact with each other, they can evolve, they can grow, and they can turn into black holes as well. So my plan is that you try to navigate through this thing, you become big enough, you make black holes, and you make the black hole fight each other with the white holes, and you become the lord of the galaxies, finish everything, make it a part of your own body. Something I'm still thinking about it. Yep. So that was it. That's what I need to do. And we were just kind of finishing off today, because I need to figure out dots. Yeah, man. You can go. Progress thing. Dot on dots. Worked on camera. Control. Oh, nice. What do you do? I mean, I like thinking about ideas and games more. So my skills are very spread out. But what do you do? Are you also a solo developer, or do you program mostly? What do you do, Mr. Not Split One? You are a JavaScript, CSS, HTML dev, and use Vue.js with Tailwind CSS and Node.js. Sometimes play around with Godot. Oh, a Godot, a Godot. That's gonna pick up so much steam now that a lot of people are jumping onto it from Unity and maybe even Unreal. It's gonna become great. I need to work on my website as well. I do not know much about web dev at all, but I need to work on it after I finish my game. Didn't like Unity. Yeah, I can see that. I could not even run Unreal Engine. That was one of my limitations. And Godot was very early back in the day when I tried getting into it, and I just found Unity to be a bit more accessible. But yeah, the only reason I'm still with Unity is because it's the only engine that I'm kind of fast with. I do not know Unreal Engine, and I still kind of have limitations with it. I do not have much space on this computer. And Godot, I want to check out Godot. Open source fan, yeah, man. I'm shifting to open source as well as much as possible, or free softwares at least, because well, Adobe, Vue.js, and Godot. Yeah, I'll probably like port some of my games after I'm done with it to Godot as well, just to like figure them out, like how easy it is, and put that on my portfolio as well. Yeah, Linux. Linux, man, Linux. Everything runs on Windows, at least all the games. And I'm a game developer, so for me that matters. Yeah, man. Linux. I don't see myself shifting to Linux. I see myself shifting more to Mac as a secondary thing. Linux maybe for servers, maybe like servers stuff, because everyone uses Linux for that. I'll see, like if I get a use case, I'll shift to it. But I don't hate Windows. That's the thing. I don't hate it. I like it somewhat now with 11. Only when the driver issues happen, that's when I hate it. Plain. Am I gonna do this though? Do I need to do this? How would it look? Gravitational lensing. Isn't this the accretion disk itself? Like you have the black hole, you have the gravity thing lensing around it, and the accretion disk happens probably like right on that spot itself, or like outside of it. It's not like accretion disk and then this, right? Because that would be weird. Yo, bye Roshan, bye. Even I'm gonna be leaving. Just bye for me as well. I don't think I'll be streaming later in the evening today because I need to study dots. This seems so new. Data oriented design. It's gonna probably take me some time. I don't want to do it on stream because it's just me reading and watching videos, and don't want to get copyrighted or become a React streamer right now, at least. So yeah, I'll study. Thank you for everyone who came today. Please subscribe because I don't have a lot of subscribers right now. I don't want to get to 1,000. And I'll see you people tomorrow, I think, after I have done some studying. Okay, then bye.